you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Mike.
How are you, my friend?
Doing well, sir. Thank you for having me in today.
Oh, of course. I'd have it no other way. Got to have you at least until we get to 1,000.
It's a true pleasure to be here, Mike.
Yeah. Look at your hoodie. It's a good look for
This
you.
is fast becoming my favorite hoodie. I don't know if we've mentioned this, but you've been giving me hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but you've just been giving me some stuff.
Just because I felt bad for I wanted to update your wardrobe a bit. It's not because they don't
By
fit
giving me old
anymore.
clothes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's not that they don't fit me anymore. It's that, it was just like, you know what? This will look good on Jay. I'm gonna hook
Yeah,
him
well,
up.
he gave me a Hugo Boss hoodie, which I'm informed costs, what, $200?
I don't know. I'm
Better part of
ashamed to
two-
admit I probably spent $200 on it. Yeah.
You never know. Like
No.
From, I don't know, anywhere 2 feet away, you judge this as a Kohl's hoodie or
Yeah,
from
Kmart.
Mervin's, whatever.
Yeah.
The only insignia I think is on the zipper, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But then
what
if-
does it say? Boss or something?
I can't. It's Hugo or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's got the collar, dude. It's got the
I
collar.
know. It's badass.
It came with some rodent holes too, chewed in them, which I sewed up.
I believe-
I mended.
Oh, nice. You did. Well, you're a mender.
Yeah.
I believe that thing there says Hugo Boss on it,
Oh,
too.
that's right. There's this
Yeah,
little
there's a-
black tab.
But it's black on black on black. Everything is black.
so why, yeah, it's you
Yeah.
never ever know.
When you're...
In fact, if anyone was at the Hammond Pub a couple of weeks ago for Marseille, I happened to be wearing this hoodie.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, none of you looked at me and said, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah.
It's like I wearing a Hugo Boss.
But you don't need to brag. It is what it is. You know that you're wearing this, and if someone happens to spot it and go, wow, he spent a shitload on that, but he wasn't bragging about it. A lot of people will wear something Hugo Boss and it'll just be like, Hugo Boss.
Yeah. Or Tommy. Remember when Tommy Hilfiger was
Polo.
big? Tommy.
Yes.
Oh.
The polo horse that they made huge all of a
Dude.
sudden. It's like, all right, now you're trying to act like you can afford that.
Sure.
Clearly you saved up for a long... This doesn't look like you saved
No.
up. It just looks like an everyday thing. Looks fantastic on you.
Thank you.
Anyway, welcome to the show. I was up so late last night.
Why, Mike?
Dude, because I couldn't stop watching the Olympics.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something was going on CNN. The glow of CNN was prominent.
Dude, I have not had cable news on in days.
Good for you, Mike.
I can't even tell you how freeing
Feel
it's
refreshed,
been.
right?
I do. You know what? I flipped on the TV because it's usually just where I left it last night. I'll just have that on for long. So it's just been on NBC. So I'm waking up to Megyn Kelly all of a sudden or stuff like that. But yeah, dude, I flipped over. I was like, oh, what's going on? But I flipped on like CNN, and they were just trashing Trump, like trashing him for something. And then I was like,
You could name that tune in 2 notes.
in 2 notes. And, I've got a panel of guys, and they're just going to shit on Trump no matter what he said or did. Never going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's always evil and rotten to the core. Whatever
The president
he said.
of the United States is racist.
And I said, you know what? I can't do this. I cannot start my morning like this. And so I flipped over to Fox News for a second, and they were absolutely blowing President Trump. And I was like, I can't do this.
Antifa!
And then right before the show, I went up and it was on, and I was going to turn my TV off, which was on in my room, and it was still on Fox News. And and I just see a panel, that ugly-looking panel of, oh, we'll take you to the Capitol now as Congress is debating whatever. And it's just all these old white men sitting there, giving testimony on, and I'm like, oh, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you.
Glad you could join us, Mike.
Holy shit. The Senate committee said that.
It's incorrigible that this behavior is going on.
Dude,
We need a bipartisan committee investigation, make findings.
If I see one more 75-plus-year-old white man in a suit babbling about whatever legislation and why, blah, blah, fuck all of you.
So the Olympics were good, huh?
Yeah, the Olympics weren't bad. They were fun, man. I got to tell you, I watched the men. You know, we were kind of debating and joking about how watching the women do the half pipe or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. That 22-foot walls. Those things are pretty amazing. The engineering that goes into those.
It's almost like a half pipe. You know, it's sort of like they cut a pipe in half.
Right. Oh yeah. Exactly. That's a good call. But we were debating the
Like
women.
sawed it right in half.
Like, no, that's a great point. It's like they put a whole pipe up
And then
the
they went,
snow.
yeah.
And then cut it in half to make it almost like a half.
I don't know
pipe.
what they did with the other half.
Probably made another half pipe somewhere else.
Turned it over. Turned it over.
I would hope they would ship it to another snow hill so
That
they could
needs a
have
half pipe.
that needs a half pipe and go, hey, by the way, we only used half this pipe. If you need a half a pipe for any reason, we've got you covered.
Be wasteful otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a sin to just throw that away into a garbage dump, a perfectly good half pipe. So we were laughing about the women and how, oh yeah, they do their little flips and stuff, and they're amazing. I'm not ragging on them. They're great, but watching the men, holy shit, dude! It's just
NBA versus WNBA.
It is. It really is, and that's not a knock on them. The women. It was very fun to watch, but god damn it, dude! Watching the Flying Tomato, Shaun White.
God, they don't still call him that, do they?
No, but there's a restaurant in town, like right outside the Olympic, whatever that zone is where they shut everything down and they all live in.
The Olympic Village.
Yeah, there's a restaurant right outside there that some guy has like a $920 burger called the Flying Tomato, and it's like it's got 2 chicks and wings and 2 burger patties and 2 pieces of cheese, and I'm like, okay, well, where's the
Where's the value?
It's sprinkled with gold,
Right?
Like no
Diamonds.
no, it's just a million won, and so it's like $920. And Shaun White heard about this and was like, holy shit, I wonder if that's right. And he went there. And the guy's freaking out. He's like, holy shit. And so
It worked.
Yes, very good. He's here. I can't believe it. And he's like, oh, it's very good for him to come in because they close entire village, not to the public. We are losing money. And so he went in there, and then Shaun didn't even pay him. Ate this $920 burger. The guy gave it to him for free. And then he went out.
Bought it anyway, man. Just
I can't tell if I like Shaun White or not because there's been so many things. Like when he first came on the scene, gross, I know. He was just a young kid who was a phenom.
Long hair, sort of like this red dude that's in the news
Yeah.
now. The 17-year-old who won a couple days ago.
But then Shaun White started. There were talks of
Is
like
he in
him,
a band and shit?
dude.
You're getting to that, huh?
Well, yeah, that was one of the things on my checklist. But it was like other people were saying how he wasn't very friendly to other Olympians. Like he was all into himself.
Yeah.
And he's got, I don't know. It just seemed like there was a lot of Shaun White coverage, and then the band.
Dude, it is kind of a weird dynamic if you think about it, though, where you have household names like Michael Phelps, Shaun White, all these Olympians who are
Yeah.
just like, everybody knows them all around the planet. And they're right next to the guy who does X,
Who
which
who
is-
does curling
Yeah.
from a little place down the street here that you'd never know.
And that guy's judging Shaun White on, whether he's a cool, humble guy or not.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
point.
you're talking about like LeBron James versus
Yeah.
just Joe Schmo.
Well, some of those athletes, when you to your point, Jay, some of those athletes, like they raise money on themselves. Like they'll be at their local bar, and it's like they'll have a tip jar. They're like, "Yeah, we're trying to send so and so who's a curler to the Olympics."
Yeah.
But they don't have sponsors really or anything, and so it really is the like mega superstar walking with the humble peasant. And so yeah, it is kind of unfair. But seeing him in the mask where you can't see his face at all. He looks kind of like Kylo Ren.
Does he do the bandana thing still? I
He-
remember seeing him with that.
Yeah, he had the American bandana for a while, but so either way, he's been doing that for a few Olympics where he just covers his entire face, and then the band, and it's like, it's one of those. It's not quite as bad as.
Got to give him points though for cutting his hair, because he was
Yeah.
identified by his hair at first. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, he cut that off. That would be pretty douchey if he was still doing that.
Yeah,
Guy's way younger than I thought he was. Like I heard,
he's 31.
I know,
now.
dude. I thought he was honestly like our age. It just seems like he's been around forever.
And when you hear like hey, most decorated snowboarder, greatest snowboarder on the planet in the history of the world, and it's like he's won 2 medals.
Really?
He's won 2.
What?
He won 2 golds, and then he came in 4th last Olympics, which is why he's back now to kind of redeem himself.
It's relatively new though, and he was crushing it.
I was
He's
going to
always
say probably the
crushed it
X
at the X
Games and
Games.
stuff.
That's
I'm
what
sure
mattered
where-
most to those guys, I think,
Plus-
for a while.
Plus, when you think about the swimming events, and there's 10 events,
Yeah.
and so Michael Phillips can win 9 medals
Or
in
Phelps,
one Olympic.
whatever.
What did I call him? Phillips? Phillips. Michael Phelps can win 10 medals in one Olympics, and he's like, he's the most decorated Olympian. It's like, yeah, but there's only one snowboarding thing.
Yeah, look
So
at
you
these
really
X
can only-
Games, though. Like, that's the thing. Look,
What's he got?
I mean, those are all the
Oh,
medals.
yeah.
Well, he looks like he's on a mission, dude. I don't know if you saw it. They have their there's like 30.
Skateboarding too, huh?
Oh, yeah,
I guess I
he's
didn't
a-
realize he was.
Yeah, he's a great skateboarder. But they have like 30 guys compete, and they whittle it down to 12, and then the next day, which is tonight, they'll have the finals.
Super final.
Yeah, and so last night it was like
He crushed it, right?
you just want to lay down a good enough score to get in the top 12. You don't want to show off all your shit. He goes out there and just fucking lays down, pulls a 93 or something out of 100. And then the other, and it was just amazing to watch him. It's like, holy shit, this guy's on a mission. And so the other guys all go, and then the second to last before he goes for his second run, guy lays down like a 95. And so all of a sudden, a couple guys did really well. All of a sudden, it got competitive in this prelim. It doesn't even matter.
Iron sharpens iron, Mike.
I know. Well, all of a sudden, he starts being knocked down. He's in like fourth place. Well, that means, the guy with the best score gets to go last, so he knows what he's got to deal with in the finals. And so it gets to Shaun White, and he's like, yeah, motherfuckers, all right. And he goes out there and lays like a 98 point something and just destroyed these guys.
Now I got you.
And it was like, yeah, he's not even pulling out his full bag of shit. I mean, he's going at he's in third gear right now. It's like, wow, these guys are incredible.
Sweet. When's the final?
Tonight, I believe,
Excellent.
is the final. Although it could be going on now and it's tape delay for us. Who knows? But he looks good, though, man.
Good. Hey, during Zot M59 Chrysler Jeep and Zot M59 Dodge Ram President's Day event, you get choices. Lease a new 18 Dodge Journey all-wheel drive, or a new 18 Dodge Charger all-wheel drive, or a new 18 Jeep Compass all-wheel drive. Your choice, just $199 a month. No need to call, email, or fax. Fax?
Who's faxing?
It's like, is there a need to send smoke signals?
Sure, I'd do that before I'd fax.
The Morse code, perhaps?
Sure.
Morse coded in.
What's the bird
Beep, beep,
one?
beep, 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 beep. I'd like a Jeep Compass. Beep, beep, beep.
What's the pigeon one?
By Pigeon Carrier?
Yeah.
Carrier Pigeon. Carrier Pigeon.
I prefer carrier
Do you?
pigeon.
Yeah, Pony
for
Express,
long distance.
I mean, if we're going to involve the animals, I go
Yeah.
Pony Express, maybe.
Not bad. I like the idea of a pigeon just taking my little rolled up thing in his toe and then landing on your windowsill.
Oh, pigeon. I'd go smoke signal, personally.
Yeah.
But, hey, just head to Zot Chrysler Jeep or Zot Dodge Ram. You don't need to smoke signal in. Get your fresh new 4x4 for $199 a month, only from dealsinthed.com.
Did you watch any of the Olympics at all, or were you kind of?
Last night, I don't believe. No, I was running all over last night. I saw none of it.
Yeah,
I did
well-
see, though, Katie Couric is taking a beating for
Yeah.
comments about Dutch speed skating.
Dude, what was that about?
You know, it's this
that
bullshit during the opening ceremony where
What-
the teams come out and they have some talking points about each one.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, it's sort of like doing a parade. You know, they've got their little list of things. to
They're
mention
quote
about the
unquote,
float.
what is it, off the cuff remarks that
Yeah.
are pre-written.
Yeah, little bullet
Their
pointed,
banter.
notable banter.
This is especially weird though because it happened in the opening ceremonies. So this happened days ago.
Yeah.
And it's just catching steam now. Like I don't know if people are supposed to be outraged or what, but she was talking about was it the Dutch?
The Dutch.
The Dutch. And she was talking about how, oh yeah, here comes the Dutch team.
Speed
and
skaters,
The
in
speed
particular.
skaters. And they're very, very good. It's probably what did she say?
They said it's their success in Olympic speed skating is because skating is a, quote, important mode of transport in their country. It's probably not a newsflash to tell you the Dutch are really, really good at speed skating. Why are they so good, she says?
please tell us.
You may be asking yourself, because skating is an important mode of transportation in a city like Amsterdam. It has lots of canals that freeze in the winter.
Has
so
lots of what?
Anals.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
for as long as the anals have existed, the Dutch have skated on them to get from place to place, to race each other and also have fun.
Sure. I love the people.
The Dutch are chiming in via Twitter.
Dude, look at this one. Rush hour in the Netherlands.
I know.
And it's like all these speed skaters
Yeah.
on the street.
Just photoshopped in like a speed skater race and put
Yeah.
them on freaking with a windmill behind them.
Someone else chimes in and says, by the way, we have not had frozen anals in decades.
Awesome.
One person wrote in, a few of us skate to work the 5 days we have ice on average, but the other 360 days per year, they stay home or sometimes use bikes, cars, or trains to get to work.
How could they be so? How could she be so wrong? Who are her people putting this together?
I have to.
I bet it back 2 centuries ago, these things would freeze and people would skate from place to place.
You know what I thought when I read it?
To suggest that the speed skaters are who they are because they're speed skating around anals.
This one guy was like, he was another one that was like, you realize the anals rarely freeze here anymore. Dutch skaters have what we call practice rinks.
The Dutch.
Don't you think we know what practice rinks are? They could just go there. Here's what I think happened.
Why put up with heaving and hard surfaces on the ice that are imperfections? We go to practice rinks.
What I immediately thought of is the world is full of dicks, right? There's dicks everywhere you go. And I thought of you, Jay, immediately. And I was like, remember?
Thanks a lot.
Remember when you were in your law class and the professor or whatever one of the lawyers called on the student sitting next to you?
Oh, and said student.
Oh, I do. You can take the story from here.
Well, yeah.
Could that have happened to Katie Couric?
Maybe. Where you feed someone just a ridiculously wrong answer.
And they're so flustered that they just take it and run with it.
Look, I've told this story before, but I did not in a million years think that she would answer what I was feeding her. It was such a ridiculous answer. Just a hush went over the whole class, and the professor was like, what?
How many people? Are we talking hundreds of people
It's
in
probably
the auditorium?
125 people or so. And she's standing up there, and I just fed her a stupid, ridiculous answer that had no bearing on the question or the subject matter at hand. And she said it. She repeated it.
Yeah.
So maybe, Katie's sitting there and she's just grabbing for something the Dutch windmills. God, the color orange.
The wooden shoes.
Shit, the wooden shoes. What do I do with this? And someone's like, they speed skate to work.
That's why they're so good. They've been doing it forever. I mean, it's just part of who they are. They speed skate
Katie
on
Couric,
frozen anals to work.
Having very little experience on the air. Katie Couric grasping for something.
Yeah, not an expert in Dutch history.
Yeah.
And so that happens. So, it's funny to see people mocking her over it. Yeah, it's good stuff. But Chloe Kim is the, she's the female version of Red, was it Gehringer?
Dude, I think it's totally some French pronunciation, honestly. I think you're just butchering it. I don't know what it is,
so.
but it's Garage or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Let's get Gerarded. Gerard. It's Red Gerard.
You sure?
Redmond Gerard.
Okay.
Yeah. Gerard. But Chloe Kim is another one of these, these kids are so young. It's amazing how young they are.
16, 17.
Dude, she's 17.
Yeah.
They're all from California for some reason, or Steamboat, Colorado. And
why do you think that is, Mike?
Well, they have hills.
Proximity to said hill?
Probably. But she is going to be a superstar, man. Another one of these, the moment is so big, the pressure's so high, the hype is so big. Wait till you see Chloe Kim. Wait till you see Chloe Kim. She's incredible. And then she goes out there and absolutely murders. Dude, it's night and day. It's like when you would watch Shaun White a few years ago, and just it was so obvious how much higher he was than everybody else, how much more air he was getting, how much better the tricks were. This girl was one of those, and just laid down a murderous run yesterday to the point where her first run out of 3, they get 3. Take your best run. Nobody could catch her first score on that. So she just basically got a victory lap at the end of it, and so she wasn't happy with the 93 she pulled. And so
nobody can do what I do.
She goes out there and just lays down a 98.5, almost a perfect score, and just crushes this thing. And she's one you're probably going to get a little sick of. She's a media darling already and everywhere. But congratulations to her.
I'm a champion. It's crazy, isn't it?
Her dad, I don't know. Her dad said, Chloe was born in the year of the dragon. But in Korean legend, the dragon must live 1,000 years as a little snake. But after 1,000 years, it becomes a dragon.
Okay.
And so he texted Chloe this morning and said, today is the day that the snake becomes the dragon. This is the time to be the dragon. And I was like, that's awesome.
That's inspiring.
Dude, what are the odds? Just sheer luck that
this is the 1,000th year.
Dude, here we are, and boom, you're not a snake anymore, you're a dragon. And she went out there and laid it down like a dragon. So good for her.
Hey, Mike, you
Yes.
got a call. You mind taking a call right now?
Oh, Jesus. What are we taking calls
I don't know. I didn't
about?
really screen it. So.
He didn't really screen it.
Oh, that's good. Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Maybe.
Hello?
You got something on hold there, E. You're not on live.
One second.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Good thing we have some hold music. Lovely day we're having.
Oh, absolutely. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Ba, 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 ba.
Put it on air, E.
Come on, Easus.
Or just hang up on him. That's cool. No, just hang up on him.
You're the dog
I
this
don't know
year,
what
dude.
happened.
Friday.
What?
Friday is the Chinese New Year. I'm
Yeah.
not sure you're aware of that. You're the dog, my friend. The
Oh, I thought
poops.
you said you're the dog. You said year of the dog.
You're the dog.
You're the dog. Really?
The poops.
Yeah. Poops, it's the year of the dog. I don't know what to tell you, E. Is it not going on air? Try and put it on air on the other one. It's not this. I've got it potted up.
Good thing the phone's so far away from the computer.
Yeah, it happens. Did you see this little Australian Olympic hopeful?
No.
Dude.
Crash and burn, huh?
Crash and burn, but what was... Like, I saw her like 3 times. She was going for it, whatever, but she wiped out all 3 times, like, right away in the finals, you know? And her last one, she does this little, like, 360 or something, pretty basic, and as
Yeah.
she comes down, she, like, loses her balance and then face plants, and you can see... I thought she was going to, like, blew out her teeth.
The moment
she's-
was too big, Mike.
Yeah. And all I could think was, when is someone going to teach women how to fall properly? You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of seeing this where it's like one shot to the face and they go, like, does no one, you would think, like, put your hand down. How do you like, oh, I'm going down in a snowbank and then, boom, face first. I just don't understand how that happens. And this was another example of that.
I can't
where-
say that I've noticed women cannot fall properly. I
Well,
don't know what you want me to do with that one.
You need to take some video in and see for yourself because it's disturbing. This was the other disturbing thing. When you get to the Olympic level, it's like when her mom was like, "Oh yeah, the fall would not have upset her. She only dreamed of making the finals at Pyeongchang at the games. What a dream this is! First Olympics, her goal was to make the final. She's ticked that box. Everything here is a bonus.
Way to dream high.
Making it to the finals, we couldn't be happier." I'm like, is that the biggest, like, loser's attitude in the history of the Olympic Games?
Yes.
Dude.
Nobody thinks that way.
I mean,
You're going to the Olympics, man.
Isn't that the point of the Olympics is, like,
Dreamt
fuck
of this
everybody.
moment. Your all 16 years of your life, you've dreamt of this moment.
Yes. You just want to, dominate people. You don't care about anybody. Like, oh, she's just happy to be top 17 in the world. What? What?
Hey, Hamlin Pubs, they're inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great foods, drinks, and atmosphere.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family, or out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations.
Did you get it fixed, E?
Yeah, in a second.
He's struggling today. That's okay. That's all right. God, I was looking at this article today, Jay. The New York Times CEO, Mark Thompson, he's admitted actually out loud that the print version of the paper could cease production in 10 years.
I would say that's pretty realistic.
Executives are planning for a future when print is over.
I would hope they are.
Yeah, it may be limited where the economics of that no longer makes sense for us.
Honestly, 10 years to me is way stretching it. I
Like-
thought you were going to say like 3 years.
Or 3 months. Honestly, like, to me, it's like, outside of, like, old guy that just gets it delivered to his house, it has for 50 years. Like, I get it.
feel. I love the smell of the newsprint.
And I understand that. There is something to that, but I'm thinking, dude, are you out of your mind? Like, it is dead now. Like, you're hanging on, and you've got a base, and it's like, oh well, Trump's been great for us, well, what with it? And it's like, okay, so you're just looking for shit. Then you're looking for shit articles. Oh, Harvey Weinstein's been big for us too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
capitalize on the fact that Harvey was raping women. That's great.
So more people are buying papers. I mean, I know they broke that Harvey Weinstein story, or
Yeah.
part of that. I think there were 2 publications that simultaneously did. But
Yeah.
okay, I get that. You're saying we got to keep breaking big stories.
Well, he
but
said-
dude, how does that save your print business?
I don't know. I mean, I would think people would just go online, but apparently, he says a great news cycle is good for you. It's good for us. It's good for everyone in the news business. Of course, last year wasn't just Donald Trump. The biggest story was Harvey Weinstein. That was probably the biggest single game changer for the news organization over the past
is it
year.
possible that something like that breaks and what people react, how people react is to go buy a newspaper? Is that possible? No, you go Google it, right? You
know.
Or Bing it. I'm sorry.
Bing it. Yeah. No, I just thought, and maybe he's just saying what he's got to say. Saying what he's got to say because he knows it's a dying industry. But it's like, dude, everybody knows it's a dying industry.
No way he has 10 years left.
Yeah,
no way.
Not a chance. Hello? Is someone on the phone? I don't know, man.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. My fault, I guess.
Is there some sort of lock?
Yo.
I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah. Oh, man. What are you going to do? Rob Carter's ex-wife, Rob Carter, of course, the White House staff secretary.
Yes.
Rob Carter. She wrote an article, one of those opinion pieces for the Washington Post, and is slamming the administration for their response. Trump is taking a beating. That's what I saw when I flipped on CNN. It was just like these people were beside themselves at what an asshole Donald Trump is for making the comments he did about, keep in mind, Rob says he's innocent, so, due process. He didn't even mention the victim. He didn't mention Did you have a real problem with his statement?
No, I didn't. I think I heard it once and whatever. He's just saying, these are allegations and so forth.
I mean,
the fact that I think she picked up on the word allegation and was like, well, he's just calling me a liar.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, and I was trying to put myself in the shoes of someone in that situation, like you and I work together, and say I've got an ex-girlfriend that years ago, I caught her square like that and dotted her eye like that, and we broke up 10 years ago. And you and I are working, we're doing our thing, we love working together, respect each other, and all of a sudden these things are coming out, and I go to you and I go, dude, this fucking ex-girlfriend of mine is talking shit. She hates the administration that you're running here, Mr. President. And I just wanted to give you a heads up on it. Like, it would be hard for you to just be like, nope, allegations true, fuck it, you're out, you're fighting. Like, I think it's natural that people would want to. Personally, I don't think he gets involved at all. But if you are, I think it's natural that you would go, we need to know what the whole story is. You would want to look out for your friend. You don't know that woman. You trust your boy. Maybe that's the wrong attitude, but...
No, I think due process is an important thing. I think it's important that everybody just not assume an allegation is true, and there's always two sides. So
yeah, well, they're picking up small details in these statements. Like Colby Holderness is the girl that did this comment piece for the Washington Post, and she's expressing her dismay over the administration and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is the mouthpiece for the president. Holderness said she expected better from a woman and had strong words for another woman, Kellyanne Conway, because she said they were like, well, worried about Hope Hicks. And Kellyanne Conway said something like, look, Hope Hicks is a tough woman.
Dude.
She's got a strong Adam's apple. She said Hope Hicks, rumors she's dating Rob Porter, and said she didn't fear for her. She's a really strong woman. And, I think meaning like she couldn't take him in a fight, but any sort of like throwdown screaming match could result in her going, fuck you, dude, I'm out. You know what I mean? And so it's like, oh, so Hope Hicks is a strong woman. That means I'm not a strong woman. And so she takes it like that. You know what I mean? And so it's easy to get kind of out of, get things taken out of context or whatnot. It turns into a fucking mess. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I guess if you like the president, then you're going to try to defend these comments. If you don't, then you're going to slaughter him for it. And he's kind of getting beat up bigly by most of the media. And some of them have a good point. When they were talking about do you remember that story from years ago in New York? Like 5 black kids accused of rape in a park. There was a name that they called them, the headlines. Oh, the such and such five.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The New York 7 or something like that. You're right.
The Gang of Seven or the
Yeah.
Gang of Five, whatever it was. And Trump did a piece in the Post or the Times. It was just like, these people need to be put on death row right now. There was no due process. Turns out the kids were totally innocent, and so a lot of people point to that and like, oh, you mean due process when they're white and you know them, but when it's five inner city kids from New York, it's very easy to just,
Yeah.
fuck them, give them the death penalty, animals. So you can understand their point in some of that stuff. Yesterday, Jay, we were talking about Obama's portrait artist for the Smithsonian.
What the hell? Hey, that guy's got a link to the DIA. Have you
Really?
seen what he's done? His work at the DIA? Oh, dude, you've seen this one before. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh no.
What's his name again?
It's there's Kehinde Wiley,
Kehinde.
Kehinde Wiley.
Yeah, dude,
and
you've
then
seen this. This is badass.
Really? Are you gonna pull it up there so I can?
Here, look. Don't pull it up.
Okay.
Look at this son of a bitch. Black guy in a wife beater. He's sagging.
Hell
He's
yeah.
riding a stallion and he's got a saber.
Hell
That
yeah.
is hanging in the Detroit Institute of Arts.
Wow.
And this is the same artist who did Obama's portrait. Not Michelle's, but Barack's.
Not Michelle's, and Michelle's is just getting panned. I mean, I saw people going out on the street yesterday with a picture of it, going, "Who is this?" And they were like, "Ah."
Yeah, she's a
I don't
distinctive
know.
looking person, She's got like sort of an
Yes.
underbite going or some shit. I mean,
Totally.
It's there he is.
Well, this guy, dude,
Officer of the Hussars is the work that's in the DIA.
it seems like Obama was so big on like inclusion and not separating the races and blah blah blah. And a lot of people think, dude, you failed miserably at that gig. Things got way worse on your watch. You were more decisive than anybody. I know people that love him won't agree with that. That's fine. But when you handpick an artist, and it's so easy, like people are just going to do. They're going to go and they're going to look. Oh, what is this other artist's work?
What's he all about?
What's he all about? And it's like, oh wow, that's cute. So he's the first African American to create a portrait of a president. It's a huge responsibility, and so they're like, seems a little odd that he would have pick an artist that has all these displays of absolute violence towards white women. And so these paintings, it's like strong black woman with knife in her hand with a beheaded white woman. It's like,
Very good.
boy, oh boy, that's nice.
He likes that busy background, doesn't he?
He does. He loves the flowery background. Yeah.
It's like ugly wallpaper.
Yeah.
Another strong black woman holding the head of appears to be a Caucasian young lady.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Another very strong black woman with the head of a white lady. And I know it's not apples to apples. To go, whoa, what would happen if it was the other way around? It's not quite the same thing, but it seems like you could pick a great artist out there who wouldn't make it so easy for people to go, what the fuck, dude?
They wanted to make sure black dude was probably involved in this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
give a nod to
So
black artists.
So only black artists who have paintings of decapitated white women, or
Maybe they're slimmer pickings. I don't know.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. I just thought that was interesting when I saw that because we saw those paintings, and I heard other people going, yeah, even for the Smithsonian, and these paintings, this is not really all that acceptable. This is kind of out there and weird. And Michelle's really bothers me because it doesn't look anything like her at all. I do feel like we were getting close though to coming together as a team. The races and stuff. And now I'm disturbed as I was reading this. There's a female-only retreat, which is fine. They have female and male-only retreats all over the world. But in Costa Rica, they're offering women of color the chance to get a break from whites.
Gotta get away, man. I saw this.
This is in Puerto Viejo, and they've banned white people. Guests enjoy yoga, meditation, vegan food, and an environment free from what the founder calls microaggressions and passive aggressiveness that exists in the U.S. Andrea X is her name.
Is there a separate one for white people, separate one for black people? Or
I don't.
Hopefully they're equal if they are.
I hope. I would hope. I would think. Yeah. So she says Andrea X created the Women of Color Healing Retreat and said she's completely cut out white people from her life. which is great to hear. You know that she's gone cold turkey and white people are out saying.
Just know that all white people are fucking devils.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, basically she said that. She says, and I got to agree with her on this one. She says that white people have caused enough damage, and so she's able to cut them all from her life. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are being spent on locations to facilitate completely white-free communities around there.
That's creative.
So Andrea said she decided one day to completely eliminate white people from her personal life. Her life became much more breezy.
What the hell,
I
man?
mean, it got so much easier. And even said that white people shouldn't be given passports to go to other countries just because of how destructive we are. And I got to agree with her again, you know?
So just white Americans shouldn't get passport? I mean, are white Italians allowed to go other places, or?
Well, here's her problem. They're here. They're everywhere.
Right.
White devils are fucking everywhere. I feel white people shouldn't even have passports. I have no tips for white people. Let us have our space.
Where is that space? You can go.
You know, there's one of her people, Alexis Brumlia from Nebraska, used the trip to detox from what she described as constant racism in the U.S. and everyday judgment means she feels more at home in foreign countries than in the U.S.
Detox. I like that.
Yeah, the idea in Costa Rica is to effectively create a black nation, according to Andrea X, which would cater exclusively to people people of color, be a community of just black people living there. And I don't know exactly where she's going with this, but it's kind of like we've talked about the whole separate but equal thing. You know, it's like that's great. It's got to be equal though. I don't want like a shitty yoga for white people while the people of color get a dominant yoga class with great.
Sounds like
masters.
it's not equal. She doesn't even want to have passports.
Yeah, but if they cool on that, like I don't want like Lisa doing shit yoga over here while they're getting Bikram yoga. You know what I mean? And, if we have to do, I don't know, different water fountains, like I've said before, I don't want well water for one people and then nice city water for others. Separate but equal. We do it equal.
If you want to pin it on something, pin it on that.
Maybe even bathrooms would be a good move, you know?
It's amazing that exists.
It is
remarkable.
Incredible. It is. But in her defense, when you look at Congress and you just see this sea of old white-haired white men, there is something about it that makes me want to shoot him in the face, too. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a long way to go, Mike. Hey, this segment is brought to you by Mayor and Company Accountants. If you dread doing your personal or business taxes as much as you dread hanging out at a blacks-only place in Costa Rica, let Kyle Mayer handle all that shit for you. Kyle's a pro. You can trust him. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all those damn forms, numbers, and deductions. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today, 248-521-0016. If you're one of the first 100 TDC listeners, you get the special price of $69. But even if you're not, tell them the Detroit Cast sent you. You'll get 10% off your tax prep bill.
Hey, is anyone on the phone? Anyone on the phone? Last try. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Sorry, E. People have been calling all morning, and for whatever reason, can't pick up the fucking phone line. Sorry, whoever's calling. Former Canadian Defense Minister, and you're not going to like this story, Jay. I'm sorry. I've been telling you for a long time about some of the alien stuff, and I know you don't like conspiracy theories, but it's getting higher and higher up the ranks, dude. Paul Hellyer. Yeah, I said Paul Hellyer. He oversaw the Canadian Defense Forces in the 60s.
Yeah?
He has come out and said that, yeah.
Wait, Canadians have defense forces?
Shit, yeah, the Mounties.
With a C?
The Mounted Police. I think that's their defense forces. You know, they got those baggy, like,
I do know,
Those are dope, dude, in the hat.
Yeah.
He's come out and said that, yeah, the Illuminati's real. Okay? It's a real entity, and it's controlling the world. This makes him the highest-ranking government official worldwide.
To recognize the
To
Illuminati.
recognize these sons of bitches. He told the Lazarus Effect podcast, he believes the world's elite has the technology to reverse the effects of climate change, but they're holding it back from the public. Why, you might ask? Well, the Illuminati wanted to help the petroleum industry.
Dude's got to drop the Dan Brown books now.
Yeah. Well, I've told you about some of the a sliver of some of these things, Jay, where it's like the guy that made the when they had that contest years ago, 97, 98, to make an engine that runs on anything but
Yeah,
combustible
water.
engine. Yeah, and he made one that ran on water.
And then he got buried, right?
And it was like, holy shit, look at this thing. He's like, Oh, yeah, you're never going to need gas again for your cars. It's awesome. You just fill it up with water, and he's driving around in his little go-kart, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, now you Bing that shit, and it's like just dark.
Doesn't
Nothing.
exist. Gone. And I remember the news story because I remember, like, dude, that's
important.
That's like hugely game-changing.
Water?
And so we've probably talked about this on air before, but the United States government has the ability to go in. So this guy would get a patent. He gets a patent for his new water engine.
Did they take the patent?
And if it's the United States government at any point can declare something national, security issue or whatever, and then I'll take that, yoink, and they just take your patent. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's completely legal, and they've taken hundreds of patents from people over the years that they just deem as a national security thing. Like, you don't understand the technology you're dealing with here, sir. What with water and all.
Gonna hurt yourself, man.
Yeah, this is something that public isn't ready to see yet. So thank you for your service. We'll take that patent. And the guy's like, "Nah, but I made that by myself. I mean, it like drives to the store and everything just on like a bottle of water, and then now I can't do that no more." And it turns out they like so the story goes. They looked at his thing and they were like, "Oh, cute. This guy thinks he made an engine out of water." And they realized through technology that they were aware of that, oh, fuck, this idiot stumbled onto what we knew already. This is a real problem. And so a lot of people believe this technology exists, but it would have such global reaching, what's the word I'm looking for? Effects that it's like, nah, can't do that. We cannot have people getting electricity all over the world for basically nothing. We can't, like, there's too much.
Can't put the oil companies out of business.
Yes,
we just can't.
They're too powerful. They're too important. We just can't delete all these massive U.S. companies that supply the world with blah, blah, blah.
So does this guy turn up dead or what?
I don't know what happened to him. He's not allowed to talk about his water engine, though, I'm sure.
Suicide with one shot to the back of the head?
Maybe two shots to the back of the head, suicide, yeah. So according to Hellier, many members of the Illuminati have big stakes in how well the oil industry performs financially. You've got a secret cabal that's actually running the world, and they've managed to keep this technology under wraps until they can cash in the trillions of oil assets they've got. It's not going to change until hundreds of thousands of people band together and say, look, you've got to come clean. Tell us what's going on. Really? You think if hundreds of thousands of people went, look, listen, you got to come clean. All right, Illuminati?
We demand that you tell us
what is going on. All right? And change your priorities and save the world for future generations instead of blowing it on wars.
Why don't you level with me then?
In the past, this guy has said, the United States intervened to take over an alien crash site in Manitoba, Canada. These aliens are the source of the anti-climate change technology. See, this is what happens. I read you that story, I give you my side, and I do my cute little water engine thing, and then I could just see you go a little bit, and you fall right off the edge.
Oh,
and it's
my
like,
God.
Yep,
aliens in Manitoba.
Yep, you know what I'm saying? Aliens in Manitoba, they're huge there, and the Americans went over there and stole them. And what do you know? They hold the one key for climate change. In the eyes of these alien life forms, humans are primitive life forms. These aliens can help humans in times of need in the future. Certainly, they're more advanced in agriculture and medicine, and many other areas. If that's true, why aren't we cooperating with them to build a better world? Great point. I don't know what to believe about that. As crazy as that sounds, that whole Illuminati thing and this secret thing, dude, would that totally surprise you if there was, these groups of really, really powerful, wealthy people that have controlling interests in huge corporations where it's like...
No, I think that shit goes on, but I don't think it's organized under the Illuminati umbrella.
See, I think they're out in the woods, dude, wearing robes and having sacrifices. And it got the tiki torches. That's what I think's going on. Dude, honestly, I don't like a lot of that shit, and I'm like you. I don't believe in many conspiracies. But that one, it would make sense. And there are people that, I'm telling you, that special I watched, when they were like, yeah, they found this metal, because they couldn't understand how some of these things that they were seeing in space, that pilots were seeing, they couldn't understand how they didn't have, expulsion, blast, when these things took off. Like, they were just, here and gone.
Yeah.
And they were like, that doesn't make sense to us. And it was because of the materials that one of these things crashed somehow, and they were like, this is a material we're not familiar with in human life form. Like in our world, this doesn't exist. And it turns out this is what was responsible for that. And they've tapped into some black energy, black hole energy. And, 1 nickel of that would be enough to like light the whole world for eternity.
You had me until black hole energy.
Yeah, well, there's something about dark matter. I don't know, dude. I'm hardly an expert, like semi-expert in some of this, but not fully. So, I know the people that are always around it, they always sound like such goofballs usually. And
Yeah, so that's
aliens
somewhat.
in Manitoba.
It's notable that this guy of that high ranking, it's
Yeah,
come
in the
out like that.
60s though, so he's probably advanced in age a little bit, and maybe got it bonked on the head or something.
He's
Who
88
knows?
years old.
Yeah. Greatest American hero.
Yeah, Ralph Handley or something. Like that?
Ralph Handley. You know what I'm talking
Believe
about?
it or not, I'm walking on air. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They're doing a reboot.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right? Everything from the 80s is rebooted.
80s and 90s, by
Well.
the way.
Well, Isis, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Jesus is frustrated over there.
But no, like everything. Martin, they're saying Martin's gonna come back on Netflix. I mean,
Martin? Oh, Martin. Okay.
Martin.
Martin. Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny
Will
because
Shanae
like,
be there?
Shanae's got to be there. Although Shanae is a very stereotypical,
Oh my God!
like,
I don't know
fat
that,
ass
yeah.
angry black woman. Like I don't know if you could bring.
I don't know
Shanae
that
back.
black people would be okay with Shanae coming back.
Well,
honestly.
could you have a white trash, stereotypical white trash bitchy woman,
Of course.
and call her something like Shanae?
Tammy?
Yeah, there you go. You could have Tammy as the neighbor and come over and just be like stereotypical, obnoxious white woman. But I don't know if you could pull Shanae in this day and age.
Meth head.
There you go.
So really, they're doing a Greatest American Hero.
Yes, and I think of that show.
Ralph
like,
Hinckley, dude.
is it really
Ralph,
that?
or it's changed to Hanley, I guess.
That was
Ralph
the
Hanley.
character's name.
Yeah, he was a special ed high school teacher
Yeah.
who comes upon, gross, I know, a suit that's provided by aliens. They endow him with superhuman abilities. However, he's instructed. He gets an instruction manual but loses it, and so he's trying to figure out how to use this suit.
What? Wait.
Remember, he's flying into the wall and shit. It was just this hilarity ensued.
It was episodes long before he ever got any semblance of control over that suit. I mean, that was maybe
It was
the
always,
whole,
yeah. It was kind of this counter to the Superman coolness. He was just this everyday guy.
Started over. This song is so good, don't you think?
It's, it worms its way in your head for sure.
Look at what's happening to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be, Jay? Could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. I love that song. So they're going to reboot this. Maybe reboot Alf. Let's reboot Alf.
we'll just make everything again. We'll make them all over again.
Nah, that's hard. It's hard to
No, it's not.
relaunch a series and from scratch.
How? they already have the scripts and the plot base, and people know the characters.
But doesn't Greatest American Hero seem like a weird one to relaunch? I mean, it was a cult hit.
Yeah.
Greatest American Hero is not like a fucking normal hit show, is it?
No, I
mean, I wouldn't think so.
Dude, I don't see the market for it, honestly.
Well, here's the market. Here's the difference. So in the reimagining, Ralph's not going to reprise his role with the curly blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a gender switch. So
Okay.
the unlikely superhero at the center is going to be played by Hannah Simone, an Indian American woman. And so, yeah, it centers around her.
Wait, the Ralph character's an Indian American woman now.
Yeah.
Dot, not feather?
I believe it's push start. Yeah. So she's a 30-year-old woman who loves tequila and karaoke and spent most of her life searching and failing to find meaning. An inexplicable event occurs that will change the course of her life forever, and then she's entrusted with a super suit to protect the planet.
You know, I guess the story works with anybody, right? It's just like the whole thing about Ralph, he's just an everyman. So yeah,
Yeah.
just some bumbling person trying to be a superhero. It works.
Yeah, but I don't know that I don't like this. I don't think this works, and I'll tell you why. I don't think the country is going to like the fact that what you're saying is an Indian American woman can't be happy just as herself and can't be successful just as herself. She needs to find a magic suit in order to be somebody. And it sends the wrong message to young females everywhere, and certainly to dot not feather Indian Americans. That, you know, and of course they've got the tribal Indian American who's a lush drinking tequila. I mean, the stereotypes are rampant here.
They abound.
And I don't know. It bothers me enough. You know, she should be good enough as she is. She doesn't need a super suit to be great.
I'm sure she'll be depicted as good enough, and then the super suit will make her even better.
Well, she was bumbling about through life, just not knowing what to do. And now she gets a magic suit, and everything's great. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Good luck to him. It's just, yeah, of all shows.
Look at what's happened to me.
I hope they use the song. They have to use the song, right?
I can believe it myself. Suddenly I'm on top of the world. It should have been somebody else.
God.
It's ridiculous, man.
Hey, let's take a quick time out, Jay. And then you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. Our favorite syndrome is back in the news.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Oh, bien. Yes. We'll get to
Foreign
that.
accent syndrome.
Dude, yes. And it's sort of local.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll get to that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Powered by dealsinthed.com with Mike and Jay. And I apologize to everybody that's been calling all morning, trying to talk to us. We've had trouble with our phone lines, but I think we got something fixed here. Hi, who's on the line?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Who's this?
Hey, it's Mike Lindell. Hey guys, congratulations.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Mike Lindell. How are you, pal?
Well, I had a little trouble getting through here, but I'm doing great. I heard about your 1,000th episode. I tell people all the time about your show. I love your show. I love coming on your show. And
thanks, Mike. Really appreciate that.
That means the world to us.
Yeah.
Well, you were honestly one of our favorite guests of all time. We played drops. We had so much fun talking to you, man. We can't wait for your book to come out.
All the near-death experiences were amazing.
It's just
it's coming up. A couple months. We're getting close. I just had to tell my story in front of 2,500 people the other day in my hometown at my church, and it was pretty. I'm getting better at telling it, but I did live it, so I know the material.
Now, are we part of that story now? The Detroit Cast, like you added a bullet point, right?
Well, you are in the longer version. You are.
Awesome.
I had to condense it.
the chapter in invisible ink on the Detroit Cast. Yeah, it's funny. We've Jay and I do a lot with other podcasts and other shows. We occasionally talk to other hosts. And whenever we do that, a lot of them will ask, like, "Oh, who's your favorite guest?" Or, they're always trying to get guests, and they're always blown away when it's like, you know, Mike Lindell, they're like the pillow guy.
Yeah, the pillow guy.
Yeah, the pillow guy. If you can get him on your show, trust me, you will love it. I said, just do your research on him. He's a of everybody we've talked to, he's the most fun. And so,
Mike, I actually ranked you, Mike, as my 1B favorite person. I had to put my wife above you. I'm sorry. But you're one of my favorites, man. I love what you're doing. I love your story.
Yeah. It's the all-American story, the comeback kid. Well, where are you now, Mike? Are you in Minnesota?
No, I'm in Houston. I've been literally the last 3 weeks. I'm in the middle of, out of 30 days, 29 days away from Minnesota. They doing different things. I was just at the National Prayer Breakfast, and I had a meeting at the White House. They called me for something. That was pretty awesome. A couple weeks before that, I was doing a speaking event down in Florida, and then but now I'm in Houston at doing a lot of stuff ready for my foundation launch, and I've been really busy. But people say, Mike, you need to get some rest, and I go, well, when I do, it's quality. And
Hey, by the way, you mentioned the prayer breakfast. Did you know there were 60 Russians there? So were they all? Did you notice them all commiserating with Trump as they were trying to secretly take over the world?
They were. I think they were hiding.
Were they?
I don't know.
Oh God.
That prayer breakfast. That was a lot of divine appointments I had there, but I didn't see any collusion.
No collusion. Okay, good.
No evidence of collusion. Hey, Mike, I got to ask you this, dude. This is something that came up about maybe a month ago. We were watching one of your newer commercials, and we were really concerned that you've got some sort of PR person, voice expert, or whatever it is, trying to water down your voice, your great Minnesota accent, and trying to make it more like Midwestern, Middle America or something. Is that going on?
No, I still say wash.
Thank God.
I still say wash.
We were worried.
I tell people if I ever run for office, I'm going to put the R back in Washington.
Well, what stood out to me, Mike, the last one I saw, it sounded like you slowed down and were trying to enunciate properly about the patented fill.
I don't like it, Mike.
No. I want to know about the patented fill.
I want to know that it's machine worshipable. It's machine worshipable.
Don't change the voice. Don't change the voice.
I say inventor. They're going, it's inventor. And, people call me all the time and they'll send me emails just going, don't you know how to talk? Don't you know this? I'm going, come on, you guys, buy it. If you're that worried about what I say, or then they'll say, yeah, your commercial, they're the worst commercial. I just got one of those. I'm going,
oh my gosh.
It seems to be working.
Yeah.
I send them an email back. said, "You're the only one that's ever said that out of millions of people."
You responded personally.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, dance with the date that brought you, Mike.
I
You're
have a lot
doing
of
just
fun.
fine.
We have a lot of fun with those commercials because we do them ourselves. You know, we come up with the ideas and those two people in the mirror. When we did that one. Usually it's all just people we find, to real testimonials and stuff. But those two people, I turned to these two gals that are in my company, and I go, "Wow, they're really good. They should be actors." And they go, "Mike, they are."
That's a great commercial too. That would creep me out though if I went to my mirror in the morning in my bathroom and
There's Lindell.
There's Mike Lindell with a pillow. That would kind of freak me out. But
I got to tell you, Mike.
On that one, we couldn't find any scene where I'm testing their pillows. We had filmed it for 2 days, and there was nothing that matched it. And I remembered, when they put me on a script, it just doesn't work well. I remembered, I said, just roll the cameras. I just want to do it naturally.
Just wing it.
That's the one we ended up using. And if you watch it, it says, "I'm not going to hold this all night for you." And you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to go, "Eek!" And we just left that in there, and people remember that. And then the part where I said, he goes, "Feeling good. I knew you." And then I go, "I knew you would."
I knew you would. It's awesome.
Oh, that was
ad-libbed it.
Ad-lib. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, we ad-lib. It's a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of having Mike Lindell freak you out in your medicine cabinet, I mean, you've been freaking us out since the day we put this cardboard cutout in our studio. We'll walk downstairs, open the door. We open the door. Ah! Oh, it's just Lindell.
I do tell that story. I go, "Yeah, these guys, this Detroit cast, they bought these cutout and they're putting it showing up everywhere." And so then I told my nephew, I said, "Why don't we order some of them? Other people might want to get them." I said, "Put them on the website for cost." We've sold over 2,000. I know, you got to be kidding. What are people buying these cutouts for?
They're awesome, but every time we have guests in here, it happens every single time. One of them turns around and just goes, "Oh, Jesus, I thought there was some weird guy standing there." That's Mike Lindell. He's always
Mike
there.
Lindell.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I tell him, "You guys are probably going down those toll lanes where you're not supposed to drive without another person."
That's right. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, the carpool lanes. Jay's using it for the carpool lanes.
Gee, Mike Lindell seems to be everywhere, officer.
Yeah, we'll have to get you out on the town again. I did that maybe going on probably more than a year ago, so I'll get you back out.
Yeah.
We'll tweet that around.
They were showing those pictures all over my pillow. Look at these guys. He's showing up in trees.
Hey, Mike Lindell, get out of that tree with my wife.
I know, that's funny.
Hey, when are you going to be back in Minnesota? We keep trying to. We want to get our tour of the facility with you.
Absolutely. Anytime in March, I'd love to have you guys out. And we have over 400,000 square feet now and over 1,600 employees. And I'll tell you, bringing you through there, a lot of these machines we made ourselves and everything, it's just awesome. I sit back and go, "Wow, up from 5." It was just, I sit back, we hand stuffed them and just me and my kids, and it's incredible to see. I go, "How did this happen?"
The American dream, baby.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, we can't wait to do it. And remember what our deal was. We're not doing it with one of your employees. We want Mike Lindell personally showing us around the facility.
We're very serious about this.
Yeah, we love Dawn. We love Dawn, but it's Mike Lindell that needs to show us around.
Mike?
Hello.
You there?
Yeah, I can hear you now, guys.
Okay. I was saying, remember our part of the deal was, though. You there? You there?
Yeah, I think I'm losing you.
Yeah, as soon as we demand Mike Lindell's services, we need you to show us around the facility, is what I was saying.
Absolutely. I'll be your tour guide, and we'll get you a couple pillows at the end of the tour, and maybe I'll show you all the new, and we got some new stuff coming out. It's going to change the world.
Awesome, man.
Sweet. Hey, let me ask you, last question. Do you have to wear a hard hat in your facility? Wouldn't that be kind of oxymoronic?
No, we're a firm believer. If some guy bumps his head, we're not all going to wear helmets.
That's right.
Okay.
That's for an HR department to deal with, but who needs those?
OSHA. Screw them.
I don't think I didn't wear helmets. I'm a baby boomer when I rode my bike.
That's right.
I made it through.
Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure. We thank you so much for calling in, man. It's one of our favorite relationships. Go to mypillow.com, use the code TDC. Mike Lindell has personally hooked us up with such a sweetheart of a deal, and we can't thank you enough for that and all the time you've given us, Mike. And hope you're having fun, and we'll catch you in Minnesota. It sounds like in March.
And good luck with the foundation launch.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Congratulations. God bless, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Yep.
All right. Bye-bye. Wow.
Ha! Love that guy.
Dude, the idea
1B, baby.
The idea of Mike Lindell telling people about us on the
I
radio.
love these guys.
These are my boys. We should say, while I went at a break, I checked my phone, and J. Chris Newberg tried to call in. He says, since I've been blown off, can you mention my show March 8th at O'Mara's in Berkeley? So, he's selling tickets. That's a cool little spot right there on the corner of 12 and Coolidge.
Sounds right.
Is that right? O'Mara's?
Kinda. Yeah, you're close.
That-
I think that's where it is.
It's
J.
right
Chris Newberg on March 8th.
Yeah, at O'Mara's in
Cool.
Berkeley. Yeah, cool. And you know what? I told him last time I talked to him, dude, you got to come back in when you're here. So we'll have him
Dude,
in
I
studio
also
for
got
that.
an email from Jerry. Jerry from the Jacks was trying to call in.
Oh no.
Congratulations and joyful Valentine's, Ash Wednesday, Year of the Dog, best wishes from San Francisco.
Oh, woof woof.
Yeah.
That's our boy.
He was trying to get through. He blamed it on Big E, which he should have.
Yeah, he should
He
have.
knows us.
We got to catch up with him soon.
Woof woof.
Anyways.
Meow.
We certainly appreciate, though. Mike Massey was trying to call. I don't know what is going on. I feel like a total jerk, but I don't think it's Big E's fault. It's probably
What?
It's probably a button that has gone Ari, and I'm not saying E didn't set it into Ari mode, but it's kind of thrown us off all morning. So apologize to anybody that's tried to call in. Congratulating us on 1,000 episodes. It
We
means
accept
the
all
world.
congratulations.
Absolutely.
All
I
accolades.
I thought more gifts would be rolling in by now. They must have gotten hung. They're so, like, when you have
Hung up at the board or whatever.
huge bundles of stuff that's all coming in a shipment in once. A lot of
Yeah.
times
Pallet
you got to
loads.
sort that stuff, and it takes a while. So I expect all the bigger gifts will be rolling in any day now.
Franklin Post Office, they got
It's Mayberry.
It's Mayberry.
It's Mayberry. So patience, Jay. Patience. The gifts are coming.
Okay.
I promise.
You can hit the donate button at DetroitCast.com.
Be the preferable gift to
Yeah.
me, or becoming a member.
No, we can guarantee you Big E will get zero of that
Zero.
donation.
That's our longstanding promise.
A lot of people were just on the fence, and they fell over to our side, Mike, when I said that. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for everybody hitting that donate button.
Michelle Myers. Have you heard of her, Jay?
Michelle Myers.
Debilitating headaches, and she's known mostly for her headaches.
Ah, yes, I'm familiar.
On 3 occasions, however, headaches left Myers speaking with a goddamn foreign accent. Yes! It's the greatest.
Bonjour!
Oh, mi amor. It's the greatest syndrome in the world. There are some really horrendous syndromes out there, but foreign accent syndrome is not one of them. I mean, these blessed souls.
It's sort of the pink eye of syndromes, honestly, because you can go on with your life. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it's
Is it-
kind of fun.
is it even
It's kind of
annoying?
fun.
But pink eye, you like shake my hand, and now I got pink eye. I'm not going to shake your hand and catch foreign accent syndrome. So I think it's the perfect syndrome. And most people think these people are nuts. That's what it, like, when they go in for, I had to go in for 2 weeks of diagnosis. And
Yeah.
they basically want to know if you're insane or not.
It's like, dude, you got kicked in the head by a donkey.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're talking in a British accent.
Is it possible this actually exists? That I know we
Yeah, the
joke
brain
about
is a
it, but-
mysterious thing, Mike. It's
I know, but these people, like, doctors don't know.
Doctor?
They don't know. They don't know. And it's like, I think they're
Dude,
being serious.
yeah.
A lot of times
there's
it happens-
no way, right, that people could just start speaking a different dialect
Well,
and then hang in with it. No.
I know, but I'm trying to think if I wanted to be a dick and just be like, yes, very good, and just talk like this everything.
You'd slip.
You think I would? You think you'd come up behind me and scare me and I'd
I do like the Mike Brady briefcase on
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
You turn around. Oh my gosh, Jay. I'd
Jesus,
be like,
dude,
oh my
don't-
gosh, Jay? Really, Mike?
Oh, my Lord, Jay, what are you doing? I mean, Jesus Christ, Jay. You know how much that scares me. Why would you do that?
Yeah, you'd slip up.
Probably. These people apparently don't. This woman, she woke up with an Australian accent one morning for
Okay.
no reason. She's also...
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife. Put another shrimp on the barbie. That's all she could say, though. She, like, knew a few catchphrases. And then she woke up with an Irish accent.
Okay. Me Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I'm from Dublin. I'm from Dublin. Sinead O'Connor. That's all she could say. Like, me
Me
lucky
Lucky
Char-
Charms.
blue moons, purple clovers. Sinead O'Connor.
Pot of gold. The end of the rainbow.
I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
Come down, leprechaun.
I was just showing that
Like,
video.
that's
to
not an
someone.
Irish accent. I don't know. Give me the gold. I want the gold. Me Lucky Charms. So that's all she could say.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, she's toggling between these? I've never
she
heard
did.
of this.
This is her third bout.
See,
It's her third bout with
all
foreign
right,
accents.
maybe we are talking about a crazy woman.
So she'd woken up with the Australian and Irish accents, which lasted for weeks. For weeks.
And she didn't get kicked in the head by a donkey preceding
No,
this? She didn't
no.
fall down a well?
It faded. It just faded on its own.
You mean
And
she got
she's
tired
like,
of it?
Yeah.
Army Lucky Charms, Army Lucky Charms, Army
Lucky
my
Charms.
Lucky Charms.
Oh, it's
Lucky
done.
Charms.
My syndrome is cured.
So she says,
Till
that-
I need attention again.
Right.
well, she's a mom of 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so her latest one, she's British now, and that has gone on for 2 years.
Oh, that's a
Everybody
long
only
time.
sees and hears Mary Poppins. She's Mary Poppins. Now, do you have audio?
You wanna
over
hear her?
Jay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
better.
I kind of do. Are you plugged into the?
I am.
All right.
To explain this really bizarre and rare medical reality.
Rare.
Everyone only sees Mary
hears.
Poppins or hears Mary Poppins.
I don't see Mary
Not
Poppins.
a British
I
nanny.
see
This
an
former
African
Texas
American
beauty
Minnie
queen
Mouse.
has never left
but-
the USA.
Who would do this for attention? I don't know.
3 times, Michelle Myers has gone
why
to
is she
sleep
dressed
with
like Minnie
blinding
Mouse?
I don't know.
headaches,
It's
waking
kinda
up
creepy,
with
though.
different accents, Irish, Australian, and British for the past couple years.
They send in a psychiatrist at the hospital. You know, they
At
make sure you're not
hospital.
loon.
Not crazy, not faking it. She was diagnosed with foreign accent syndrome, a rare condition that usually accompanies a stroke, neurological damage, or underlying
Donkey
health
kick.
issue.
When I was a little girl, I used to always go to my mom and say, "My bones hurt."
The stack.
What? You're making my bones hurt! Our other favorite syndrome.
It causes
It's a
bruising
combo.
and painful joints. And best her
This must
doctors
be a
can
listener of our
tell
show
it's
who's
her
fucking with
perfect
us right
storm.
now.
Looking back at how she used to be is difficult.
Dude, we say, E, you're making my bones hurt twice a day.
What do you think when you hear that?
I'm sad.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
this chick's
funny.
psycho.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't believe this one.
This is going to be one of those, like, I fear that in like 100 years, people will look back and be like, you wouldn't believe it. Back in the early 2000s, people were so dumb they thought this existed. Something they called foreign accent syndrome.
Yeah.
Where whether a donkey kick or a stroke, and all of a sudden you'd start talking with a different foreign accent. And
It was
that's
just
how stupid they were.
Middle-aged women wanting attention.
Yeah, that's all it was. In the end, that's all it was. Middle-aged women wanting attention. But it's guys, too. Bonjour was a guy.
True.
You know,
Throwing up
it's-
the sash each
it's
morning.
the visual, dude. When he'd get out of bed
Bonjour!
and walk to the window in his kitchen and just open that window and just bonjour to
Yeah.
start every day. It's the greatest part of that story. It really is. So, typically seen in people who have suffered strokes or brain injury, it results in sudden change to the language center of a person's brain and leaves them with a foreign accent. Condition was first recorded, if you remember, in 1907 when a French neurologist, Pierre Marie, he observed a man in Paris speaking in a German dialect after suffering a stroke. There have only been 100 cases worldwide
Yeah.
ever diagnosed.
Has there ever been anyone who toggles between 3 like this chick? I just don't like that this chick. I don't know. I don't like the toggling.
I thought, I'm from Rosenberg. Remember that lady? Didn't she have something where she had a different one for
It
a
might
while?
have come and went. I'm not sure.
Maybe. This woman, though, was also diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
That's creative.
Not one of my favorite syndromes. I mean, if you're going to get foreign accent, that one is the one, as you know, Jay. I don't need to tell you. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which causes skin bruising and can make the joints so flexible that they just dislocate on their own. It's a painful condition.
What?
It's believed to be connected in some weird way to her foreign accent syndrome.
Oh my God, man.
And I'm like, dude, it's another case of you take the good, you take the bad.
Oh my
You
God.
take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Because I would take Ehlers-Danlos syndrome if it included a strong foreign accent.
Would
syndrome.
you just
I think
be
I would.
walking along and your knees give out?
Yeah.
You end up on your back.
It's painful. It is. But be Lucky Charms would be fucking awesome.
Where your hips just dislocate.
Yeah, I know.
You're just like collapsible.
I know, but then people would feel sorry for me. Well, let me help you up, buddy.
Completely collapsible.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I fear again. I dislocated my shoulder. Please help. People are like, wow, I wouldn't have expected that voice out of him. Yeah, he's got foreign accent and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a really tough go for him. Yes, it's very, very painful. Please help me up. I've dislocated all my bones again. Yeah. Anyway, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I believe these people.
If you
I
don't
just
own a
don't.
truck, winter sucks. Who can help? Our friends at Zot Ford and Holly, of course. Beat the winter blues by leasing a brand new loaded 18 F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $131 a month. This isn't a base model bullshit truck. This is a Ford F-150 four-wheel drive with all the toys. And it's only $131 a month. See details in their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
By the way, if you remember, I think it was yesterday where I referenced, what about that Bones lady? What, what's going on with that? I saw an article. I did look.
Oh, that's E joining the program.
I did look up, and they said that he did build her a new house, and then it was still wrong. She still got sick.
Was she just taking the whole suite on the top level?
It was the air, right? I mean, she was allergic to everything.
As soon as her husband walks in, honey, I got dinner. My bones! They're on fire! Get out of the house!
He built her a whole new house.
Put the food down and get out of the house! My bones!
Till death do us part. Woo!
Remember that? We were
tough one.
We were suggesting he just drill like glory holes in the wall and like once a month.
Got to, right?
You got to. She would have to at least hike her butt up to the hole or her mouth or service.
Or allow him to have something else. He should not just have.
She does not give a shit if he's banging the neighbor.
His bone's hurting too, man. It's about to explode.
His bone is hurting worse than hers. She's like, my bones, they're hurting. He's like, my bones, they're hurting. It's all you hear when you drive your bike past their house.
Bones hurting.
My bones, they're hurting. Then you hear a female. My bones, they're hurting. My bones hurt too. The whole neighborhood's like, what is going on in that house of horrors over there? Get them some bone cream or something.
God, health, right? It's on razor's edge.
Oh, it sure
Be thankful.
is.
Every day, thankful. I get out of bed.
I'm not thankful. I wouldn't say thankful is the word, but it could be worse.
Oh, dude. Just one chromosome askew.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. I know it is fragile. We're a weird makeup for sure. E, did you find anything on her?
That's what I'm saying. That was the latest update. Is that he had built this new home for her.
He built a new home,
dude. We got to find them. We have to find them.
You know how that new carpet smell?
trying,
I mean, it annoys the best of us.
Oh, we've got to go out of our way. If we need to call in reinforcements to help find that couple, we have to find them. Have to.
Maybe Mike Lindell knows them. They're in Minnesota.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the Smith couple. Oh boy,
yeah. Her bones are on fire. Yeah, I gave her a My Pillow with my patented film.
I mean, she's sleeping at night, but that's about it.
She's getting fit for restful sleep now that she's away from the goose down,
her husband,
which was also contributing to a severe case of bone ache.
Her husband transformed their new home in South Minneapolis to a safe space for his wife with new paints, new floors, new furniture, heated. That is heated to mask the sense that he could make her sick. He built her the bedroom, including positive pressure system to keep the air fragrance and allergen free. Blah blah blah. She walked in, it's still.
She's a bubble boy.
Yeah. My wife's really gonna be upset about this.
She walked in and she was so sick that she just had to go to the hospital emergency.
Man.
Well, yeah. He put one set of locks on the door too, and she's the only one that's got a key to it because she does not want his ass anywhere near.
We know what's
that
going
house.
on. We know what's going on.
E printed a story.
What?
I know. How to spot a gay. And I was like, yeah.
E wrote a story.
How to spot one of us. How to spot a gay. There's a leading newspaper. One of E's, we go through the New York Times, the Post, the Freep. E goes through the Sinar Harian in Malaysia a lot to get his news. And every once in a while, he'll be like, yeah, I was reading my paper this morning out of Malaysia, and I thought you guys might like this story. And it's a guide for some of us that don't know on how to identify a gay or a lesbo if you might run into one of these creatures in public. How to identify them. And so, let's see, it suggests that gay men can be spotted by their beard or love of the gym.
Really?
Not for exercise.
You're under big time suspicion right now.
Yeah, you are under suspicion. Holy shit, there's one of them amongst us.
I mean, he's the most into the gym, and he has a beard.
But here's the problem, though, E. The ones they're referring to don't go to the gym to work out. They just go there to spy on dudes, to look at dudes. I don't think they're right about that in Malaysia. Gay men's eyes light up when they see handsome men. So look for that. Lesbians tend to hug each other.
Fucking news breaking, right? I mean, what?
Lesbians tend to hug each other, hold hands, and belittle men. Fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Homosexuality, as you know, E, is very, very illegal in Malaysia. They'll get at you 20 years under their strict sodomy laws. The article was printed in conjunction with an interview. A preacher said that they're in urgent need to stop the rise of homosexuality in Malaysia. It's kind of out of control right now. In March last March, Walt Disney pulled the release of its film Beauty and the Beast after film censors deemed it could only be approved if the gay scene was cut out. Was there a gay scene in Beauty and the Beast?
There was. I mentioned this, man. There was definitely a guy who was a homo, and I think at the end he was kissing another guy or something. Just very overt that this assistant to a main character was gay. Like that, they were just portraying this guy as a gay guy. And then at the end, he gave a big kiss to another man.
Ooh, well, they out as far as the Malaysian
celebratory
censors.
kiss, but
Malaysian censors didn't see it that way. They thought
It's
it was gay
always
porn.
the same
basically.
and always different. There's always a bunch of naked guys having a wonderful time together.
These are always fun. This is a win-lose part of the story because it's terrible, but we get something out of it still. Just last year, an 18-year-old student was beaten and burned to death because classmates thought he was gay, and then they kept calling him a pandan.
That's really
I didn't know what a pandan was,
No.
but it's basically a slang term for a homo in Malaysia. So add it to the arsenal of things we call Big E.
There are
pandan.
people who don't want to do other things. If you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
Gay people have it so bad in America. God, it's 20 years.
Lastly-
20 years in jail if you're gay.
Lastly, if you're looking for gay men and you're looking to identify them, gay men are dominant and like to wear tight clothes to show off their six-packs. So if you're looking for that out in society, you can spot it. You'll know it when you see it.
That's so well written, E. Good job.
They also gay men love to have adoptive brothers. So if you see some gay guy and you're like, that's an adoptive brother, it's probably what it is. And they adore beards, mustaches, and branded clothes. Like Hugo Boss would be branded clothes, right? Technically. Anyway, if people were out there struggling to identify lesbians and gays in the world, thanks to Malaysia, now we can all identify them. Look up, locate, Big E, step to the side. No one's hurt. Before we get to email, can I show you this tree, speaking of tree falling?
Sure.
Do you have that video there, E? Where is that going to come up on here?
It's just like a security footage. I just have the...
Dude, look at this. I mean, people hear the tree and look up and locate and leave, whatever. But, the little toddler. Go ahead, E. I'll let Jay watch it.
Right,
what's up, little man? Oh, no, that palm tree's
Shit,
not looking...
dude. Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to see a kid die.
You're going to?
No.
No kidding.
He's just standing there in the middle of a
It's
sidewalk.
what? And so they're about to, wait, what is that sound?
What does that sound?
What is it? Look up. Okay, look up. Now let's get out of here.
No, holy shit, man. You are talking inches.
Yeah.
This boy's noggin was inches from a fast falling palm tree. That shit came down in a hurry, man.
Yeah. That's why you got to look up and locate quickly and then step to the side. I mean, all you've got to do, it's only 2 feet wide. You just can't be in that path of 2 feet.
My God.
I know.
Wow.
Look at that little guy. Little man's like, hey, what's going on here with this tree?
I guess I envisioned mostly slower falling trees.
Yeah, no, some of them fall like that. That one went rotted, I guess, from underneath, and the whole thing toppled. And you saw how quickly the other people got the hell out of the way.
Yeah, step to the side. Key.
They did. They looked up, they located. They didn't care about the 3-year-old. He's on his own. They need to, our PSA needs to make its way to wherever that was. I'm not even sure where that was, but. All right, Jay, let's get to some email.
We do have some email, Mike.
Thailand, okay.
Before we get to email, however, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, 2 in Shelby Township. 2. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan, Mike.
By the way, can I just tell you really quick? The little man that we saw there, his name was Tong Gasungern.
Of course it was.
Little Tong. Yeah, playing outside. Hi, I'm Tong. I'm just playing outside by the trees.
Hamlin Pubs have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. Half off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Go to hamlinpubs.com for more info. Now, on to email. Bob writes in, hetero, trans, and homo. I get hetero.
Oh, shit. I'll take homo.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Trans or homo. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take homo. I would take.
There's no shame in going gay.
No shame,
no shame in that. I'd be a good gay.
Bob says, fuck yeah, I've heard of Poindexter. We were trying to figure out the origins
Buster?
of Poindexter yesterday. No, man, we thought it was like Revenge of the Nerds or something. It's before Revenge of the Nerds.
What is it?
Well before Revenge of the Nerds, though. Poindexter was a character in the Felix the Cat cartoon from the early 60s. Fuck yeah! The Master Cylinder would try and kidnap Poindexter, and Felix would rescue him with the help of the professor. Fuck yeah, and don't even get me started on Vavoom, says Bob.
You're out of my
Felix's Eskimo friend who would blow holes in mountains with his loud voice. Vavoom! Hole blown through mountain.
Wow.
No dialogue from Vavoom, just Vavoom! And Rockslide, demolished. Fuck yeah, good day. And goodbye, B-U-I.
Dude, you're out of my zone.
Jesus, Bing It, Poindexter, Felix the Cat. My God, man.
What was Buster Poindexter? Was that a song or an
Buster
artist?
Poindexter, yeah, he's an artist.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like an 80s.
A quote-unquote artist.
Yeah, like had one hit in the 80s or something, yeah.
Big mouth, pompadour hair.
Yeah, okay.
You got me?
Oh, I kind of remember that, actually.
Yeah, kind of that little
Cartoon.
professor dude.
Yeah, and the cat.
Dude, I've never seen Felix. I know who he is. Felix the cat.
Yeah.
The wonderful, wonderful cat. He had the bag of tricks and all that. I know generally about Felix.
Wasn't he up
He's
to
a
shenanigans?
wily. He's tomfoolery, shenanigans, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he'll pull wool in an instant, won't he?
In an instant. Yeah. But I don't believe I've ever seen an episode. But there's Poindexter, yeah.
He looks like a Poindexter.
Pull up Vavoom. I have no idea who Vavoom is. And while you do that, Isis... Big E. Hello, gentlemen. After listening to Psalm 994, I had to listen to Psalm 452 to listen to the Bobby fucking Gallagher call. I'm a fairly new listener and never listened to the legendary call to the one and only Bobby fucking Gallagher. So I was listening to the Psalm.
Champion.
I noticed how much Big E used to contribute. Now he just sits there and contributes nothing. It was better when Big E talked. His contributions were basically worthless, but the conversations that stemmed from his dumb comments were always hilarious, with either Mike making fun of Big E or Jay being a smug asshole. Now, the whole show is just run by Jay and Mike without much from Big E. Big E, spew more retardedness. Also, the show needs more calls like Bobby Gallagher. Some of the funniest moments were like the Psalm where you called the donkey fucker's owner. That was the last call I remember that wasn't an interview. The show is still funny. It needs those calls. By B-U-I, Matt.
Yeah, when you told her that you heard a donkey fucked her,
so your ass got fucked.
Your ass got fucked, yeah. That was great. Click. That was great. Jay just walked in, pulled the pin out of the grenade, and tossed it right there in the middle of the room. Boom!
Hey, that's Vavoom, huh?
Look at that poops.
That's Felix's Eskimo friend.
He does look like he could blow a hole in a wall by yelling Vavoom.
That is a very large mouth. It looks very loud. They've portrayed that well. There's Vavoom in a Jeep with Felix Cat. Okay,
sure.
I've got the idea. Rob writes in, there are too many to list favorite moments to list from my podcast heroes. I've been here from the beginning, and I am a Stan Berta level member. Well, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you, Rob. That's very nice of you. Members, if you want to be a member, go to DetroitCast.com. There's a member area tab. We have a setting of membership that fits your wallet, your pocketbook, if you will. Check that out. Rob says, I'm sure many would agree, but I have to say one of my all-time favorites was your interview with Mike Lindell.
Mike Lindell, yes, the one and only.
This is fitting. It has to be the most wildly funny interviews I've ever heard. I was tearing up and laughing so hard I had to listen to it several times to catch all the details since he was throwing out so much drug-induced insanity in the stories.
Yeah.
Keep it up, boys. You make my bones hurt every afternoon in Arizona, writing endless psychological reports and evaluations. It makes it tolerable.
What's great about someone like Mike Lindell is we can promote that on the show and be like, hey, coming up later on today, we're going to talk to Mike Lindell. And people are going, the fucking pillow guy? You know what I mean? Like, they would never expect, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had to sleep with the goose. She kept me warm. When I, you know, they just would.
Yeah.
You'd never see it coming. You'd be blindsided by the greatness of it.
The duck's warmth actually saved my life because I passed out in the snow. I used to be a professional card counter.
Love it.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
Congratulations on 1,000, says Rob. And then he also adds, forgot to include my favorite drop in my last email by far. Back up.
Tear.
Bag up. Bag up, Tear.
What you do?
Put it in reverse, Tear. Oh, Lord, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Where's what you doing, Tear?
What you doing, Tear?
Oh, it's the greatest clip out there.
And Isis is trying his best to get them on the phone, too. So
nice.
You know what that means.
Well, it would have been fun.
Yeah.
talk to them. Yeah, the sheer terror that Terry has caused amongst
from
family and friends.
Agony to pure joy is what's great. Because here's the joyful laughter at the end. He realizes Tear's okay.
Tear's all right. Tear's able to get out of there.
He's now wheeled away.
That goofy smile on his face, like finally got it in gear. Oh, what you doing there?
Mike, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. All right, well, let's get out of here then. Thanks to everybody that tried to call in, and Mike Lindell, who actually called in and got through. We appreciate it, and yeah, we got more to do this week. So
we got to get on to some lunch now, though, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm starving. You hungry?
I'm hungry.
All right, let's go eat. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.